Stadium on this first anniversary of the opening of the brand new facility here at Castleton. And it's women's soccer action now as the Castleton Spartans host the Johnson & Wales Wildcats. If you just joined us, the first game today, the men's game, Castleton with a 6-1 win over Colby Sawyer. And we've been discussing again when we went by the scoring. Trevor Catrati did indeed get a goal for Castleton in that opener. Costa with 4 goals, Catrati with a goal, and Mulholland with a goal for Castleton in that men's game. Was just cleared up to us on the official stat sheet. That's why toward the end I was wondering if maybe they had reversed the two, but Catrati did get a goal and had a pair of assists in that opening game. Just want to clear that up. And indeed, Catrati is the correct pronunciation. We have found that out in the meantime, which I thought it was. It's just I got thrown off there a little bit by some other pronunciations on names and so forth. But that's neither here nor there. Mike Coppinger back with us. And we, again, welcome you to Spartan Stadium. Weston Wheeler, our producer, Tom McGee, and Brian Fasikis are our camera people. The Spartans entering this non-conference matchup against the Johnson & Wales Wildcats out of Rhode Island with an 0-1 overall record. On Wednesday, Castleton fell to Rensselaer 2-0 at Spartan Stadium in the home opener. Offensively for the Spartans, Hillary Cook had 2 shots on goal. Hannah Jocelyn had 1 in the losing effort. And goalkeeper Erica Davis made 8 saves on 10 shots on goal, 19 shots total. The Wildcats enter play at 0-2, falling to Rhode Island College yesterday by a score of 3-2 at home in overtime. Late in the second half, Samantha Reynolds tied the game at 2 at the 75:05 mark, but in overtime, Alexis Smith of Rhode Island College broke away from the defense in the middle of the field and netted the eventual game winner and second goal of the contest to lead RIC, Rhode Island College, to the victory. So it's Castleton looking for its first win against Johnson & Wales. Again, Johnson & Wales at 0-2 on the year. Castleton at 0-1 on the year. Johnson & Wales coached by Numar Lopez, and Chris Chapdelaine is the coach for Castleton. Assisted now Randy Chadburn, former coach at Mill River in his first season, and also a graduate assistant coach, Catherine Folkestad, in her first season. Let's look at the starting lineups for Johnson & Wales, starting as the goalkeeper, number 1, 5'8" senior, Jennifer Hurley from Freeport, New York. Starting on the defense, number 3, 5'1" freshman, Lauren Donati from Saugus, Massachusetts. Starting at midfielder, number 4, 5'1" junior, Berkeley Kachina Bond from Unacaskell, Connecticut. And it is Berkeley Caccini Bond, a hyphenated last name for number 4. Again, Berkeley Caccini Bond, a junior, at 5'1", a midfielder. Also starting at midfielder / defense, Colleen Morosco, number 6, a 5'4" senior from Enwell, New York. Also number 9, Caitlin Garish, 5'6" junior, starting on defense. And she is from North Stonington, Connecticut. Starting at defense, number 10, Megan Ferguson, a 5'7" sophomore from Newton, New Jersey. Starting at midfielder, number 11, Caitlin Albert, a 5'4" junior from Merrimack, New Hampshire. Also starting number 14 on defense, 5'3" junior, Nicole Ogan from Salem, New Hampshire. Number 16, a 5'5" freshman fielder, Jacqueline Hamill from Wall, New Jersey. Number 17, Amanda Paulina on defense, a 5'7" sophomore from North Kingstown, Rhode Island. Also starting for Johnson & Wales, a forward / midfielder, 5'2" junior from Fall River, Massachusetts, Amanda Aguiar. And also starting on D, number 19, Brittany Benham, a 5'2" senior from Wallingford, Connecticut. For the Castleton Spartans, starting in goal, number 0, Erica Davis, a 5'10" sophomore from Cambridge, Vermont. Starting at D, Jelana Simon, a 5'3" senior from Marlborough, Vermont. Starting on the defense, number 11, 5'6" junior from Tolland, Connecticut, Kelly Tatro. Starting on the Spartan side as well Bryn Campbell, a midfielder, 5'3" junior from Clarendon, Vermont. Also starting for the Spartans at D, number 15, a 5'3" freshman from Southington, Connecticut, Haley Roberge. Also starting for the Spartans, a freshman out of Ludlow. Played her high school soccer at Black River Union High School. Forward, 5'9" freshman Hannah Jocelyn. And Hannah again at number 17. Number 18 is Sarah Ethier, midfielder, 5'10" sophomore from Portsmouth, Rhode Island. Also starting for the Spartans, midfielder number 21, Brandy White, a 5'4" junior from Springfield, Vermont. Also starting, number 22, Maria Arnott, a 5'7" junior, a forward from Milford, New York. Also starting, number 24, Megan Blongy, a sophomore, 5'5", a forward from Rutland High School, Rutland, Vermont. And at number 25, 5'6" senior, starting at midfielder, Marissa Wacholder. And she is from East Greenbush, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. And the starting goalkeeper for Castleton will be Erica Davis out of Cambridge, Vermont, a 5'10" sophomore. And the starting goalkeeper for Johnson & Wales will be number 1, Jennifer Hurley, a senior from Freeport, New York. Jack Healey, Mike Coppinger. Mike is the assistant girls varsity soccer coach at Rutland High. And we will say for the people that are just joining us here, the game on the Northeast Sports Network, nsnsports.net, also Channel 20 PEGTV in Rutland on the Rutland cable system. And we have a different camera angle this year. As you can see across the way, that is the press box and the stands. What you see there, the Castleton players huddling up before the start of the game. Castleton in white with the green numerals. And Johnson & Wales in blue with the gold numerals here. And again, our different camera angle. A year ago, we had the camera angle from the press box side and the stand side. This time across the way toward the press box. And you can see a few of the fans in the stands here at Spartan Stadium. It was September 5th, 2009. Spartan Stadium officially dedicated here a year ago today, starting its second year. Men's and women's soccer earlier in the week, and, of course, football yesterday, and men's and women's soccer today.
And just, Jack, and we were saying in the first game, just a picture-perfect day today, right on the verge of autumn hitting us in full swing here in Vermont. And second game of a doubleheader. Of course, Castleton men winning a big game, 6-1. And the women, a lot of them were here watching ahead of time, hoping to put some points on the board like that. And I think the keys to them, unlike, and I'm going to do another prediction, and it could prove to be wrong, but I think that Castleton is going to look to score a majority of their goals today with the through balls up through the middle, dividing and conquering that defense of Johnson & Wales, try to play those through balls through to Belangi or Arnott. That's where I think they're going to get their goals today. The wind is still a factor out there, Jack. It's still blowing same direction as it was before, and that may prove to be difficult for either team. Right now, Castleton is going to be going against it right now in the first half.
Yeah, Castleton on your screen going left to right. And on your screen, Johnson & Wales going right to left. So Johnson & Wales getting the wind here in the first half. And, of course, not sure that the wind was really that much of a factor in the men's game because Castleton put 4 on the board with the wind, 2 on the board against the wind. 6-1 win. Again, Josh Costa with 4 goals. Trevor Catrati had a goal. And also Chris Mulholland a goal in the Castleton victory. This is the women's game here. And, of course, the Spartan men were able to pick up their first win of the year, and the Spartan women looking to do the same thing.
And, Jack, in the opening seconds right here, we already have a player down for Castleton. Looks like it's Simons, number 10 on the far side. I didn't happen to see what happened, but she went down right on the near side there, corner of the 18.
Jelana Simon, and Jelana Simon is a 5'3" senior from Marlborough, Vermont.
And she looks like she's back up. She's going to stay in. No need to have her come out because the medical team did not come out on the field. So we're going to pick it up. And Castleton had kicked it out, so it was going to be a Johnson & Wales throw-in.
And Castleton now controlling. Castleton in white with the green numerals along the near sideline. Johnson & Wales, we mentioned in the blue with the gold numerals. And as I look across, I don't know about you, but it appears that the gold numerals are very difficult to see from our angle across the way. We're the further away from what your camera angle is at the near sideline as Johnson & Wales.
Well, I think it's the blue background of it. You have a blue background and a gold letter. It makes it very difficult to read, unlike on the white jersey of Castleton.
And I only get one whine about that a game, so I just might. Of course, the near side to us, which is the far side, the camera angle, just the opposite here, is Castleton getting set for a throw-in. Not much going on in the early going as the throw-in passed. Megan Blongi, who played for you at Rutland High.
She did. Megan played with us from her sophomore year on the varsity team. Put up a lot of goals throughout her career. Great ball handler. Was very confident with the ball at her foot. And had a very nice season last year and in her sophomore season this year, hoping to only improve on that.
Had a nice season in softball as well, as she played softball for John Warner, who's the varsity softball coach, but also the men's varsity soccer coach here at Castleton. Mike Coppinger talked to John, did a nice job on the post-game interview. This is Sarah Ethier, number 18. Feeds it out front, number 25, Wacholder. Just outside the 18, the shot came in wide of the goaltender for Johnson & Wales, Jennifer Hurley.
But, Jack, I like it. They're taking shots from out deep. That was probably pushing 25 yards out. Getting a shot on net. Again, the most difficult save for a keeper to make is that first one. Again, early on in the season, Jack, you never know what can happen. So the more often you can put balls on the net, especially early in the season, the better. You never know what's going to happen. It's
at the center circle as Castleton looking to control, but now it's number 6, Colleen Morosco for Johnson & Wales. Backboard number 10, Jelana Simon, who's okay. She was the one that was shaken up at the beginning. As you mentioned, the training staff didn't come back out. And this will be a Johnson & Wales quick throw-in on the near side. Across the half field, number 16, Jacqueline Hamill for Johnson & Wales, the Wildcats. No score in the early going. 41:30 to go first half as now the Johnson & Wales player has been shaken. I'm not sure who these officials are. I recognize the officials in that first game.
Well, one on the far side is John Sivert, former coach at MSJ.
I do recognize John, sure.
And John, I coached actually his daughter, Mackenzie Sivert, for many, many years, both in club soccer and high school soccer.
John Sivert, who played at Proctor.
He did. Good basketball player, too, despite his size back in the day, is what I've been told. So there was a foul committed right there. Number 19 for Johnson & Wales went down rather hard. We're going to result in a free kick coming into Castleton.
And a restart. Free kick for Johnson & Wales, and the Spartans out near the half field. Scoreless in the early going, 41:10 to go in the first half. You have the score and the clock right there on your screen here on NSN as the sun breaks through, shining brightly at Spartan Stadium on its first birthday. Lauren Donati, number 3, getting the pass back for Johnson & Wales. The Wildcats. Number 9 is Garish. And over for Davis. We'll boot it out of there for the Spartans.
Erica, the sophomore starting goalkeeper, very impressive last year. I remember watching her as a freshman and the way that she moved about the box. Showing a lot of maturity last year, only being a freshman, and this year coming back a sophomore. Good size to her, 6'10". She does a real good job in there. As you see her coming out right now, keeping her shoulders over the ball right there, not allowing a rebound to come out in front of the goal mouth. But we are going to have the first corner kick of the game for Johnson and Wales.
That was Amanda Aguiar who took the shot from a tough angle, but also will be getting set on the corner kick here on the far side for Johnson and Wales. Johnson and Wales out of Rhode Island. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Hit the side of the net. Newport, Rhode Island? I'll have to ask at halftime. You got your internet there?
I do. I do.
Johnson and Wales. I think there's more than one Johnson and Wales, if I'm not mistaken, but this one is, I think, out of Newport, Rhode Island. This is Erica Davis. Out near the half field, this is Megan Blongi. The right winger pass to Arnott. Arnott trying to bring it toward the middle of the field and poked away by Caitlin Garish. Garish getting it back as Johnson and Wales looks to control here. Also Brittany Benham throw in across the way from where we are, near side from where our camera angle is. Number 18 is Sarah Ethier for Castleton, dressed in white. Ethier looking to get a return pass. Hannah Joslin out of Black River over there as well. Ethier taking the shot. Now it is Hurley, Jennifer Hurley, to make the save, the 5'8" senior from Freeport, New York. Out to the center circle. All the way out will be Erica Davis. Lines it up and boots it out to the half field. Brandy White out of Springfield, number 21, back out to the center circle. And looking to control Jacqueline Hamill for Johnson and Wales, but now Arnott with it. Ethier at the half field. Number 25 is Wacholder. Aguiar managed to tap it away. Donati. Onto the Castleton side of the field, backtracking Roberge. Still can't find it, huh?
Well, Jack, I have him coming out of Providence. If
oh, maybe it is at Providence. I'm sorry.
If this is correct.
Yeah, I was just taking a guess. I wasn't sure where it was, but I know it's in Rhode Island. I just didn't know where. But
well, I'm going to go to athletics, and if it says that they're playing Castleton, then I know I got the right one.
It is out of Providence, I guess. Salva Regina is,
yep.
I think, in Newport, if I'm not mistaken.
And then there's Roger Williams.
Or maybe Roger Williams is out of Newport. I don't know. Rhode Island isn't that big. I mean, how many colleges can there be?
You'd think.
Substitution
early on here.
First substitution, and early, as you mentioned, is checking in Hannah Corkum. Hannah Corkum, number 16, checking in for Castleton. Castleton on the throw-in. It'll be Brandy White. Hannah Corkum out of Manchester, Vermont. Tetros, number 11. Number 10 for the Spartans is Jelana Simon. Up to 22, Arnott along the near sideline, brings it toward the middle of the field. Johnson and Wales territory. Spinning around is Benham. Center circle. Johnson and Wales looking for some territorial edge here in the early going. Scoreless with 36:25 to go in the first half of play. Johnson and Wales going with a rather strong win as Aguiar will throw it into play. Toward the corner it goes.
Well, Jack, I'm not 100% confident on that one, but like you said, we'll have to find out at halftime.
This is Erica Davis. Somebody watching from Rhode Island is desperately trying to call us somewhere. Tell us.
We're in Warwick. We're in Warwick.
And what's the knock on Rhode Island? No knock on Rhode Island. I say it can't be that big, so I mean it's not that big. So how many
or Pawtucket
places
maybe?
could it
I'm
be?
not
There's
sure.
Pawtucket, there's Providence, there's Warwick, there's Cranston, and there's Newport. As it rolls in on Hurley. Punts it with the wind out toward the half field.
Oh, nice
Up by
play.
Ethier now. Here's Blongy. Blongy tries to find the far post from within the 18 and a win and wide.
And again, Jack, that was one of those through balls that I had mentioned just moments ago. That's how I think Castleton is going to get a majority of their goals. Not only today, but this season, is those through balls to a player like Belangi right there, and tried to strike that one with her left foot, and it just sailed wide.
We talked about going with the left foot and right foot, sort of like dribbling with both sides in basketball, and both your left hand and your right hand. You got to do it both ways. Caccini Bond sends it ahead now to Garish along the near sideline for Johnson and Wales, the Wildcats. Leads it inside the 18. Opening there, Aguiar scores, and it's 1-0 Johnson and Wales.
Aguiar putting it away right there as that ball squirted out. A nice ball sent across from the near side over, and it just kind of bounced right there, and I think everyone from Castleton was kind of shocked that that ball actually made it through, and she was right there on the doorstep to put it away. I'd say about 15 yards outside of the goal, went just to the right side of Erica. She had a hard time getting to that one as it was more or less point blank. Erica Davis got beat, and Johnson and Wales goes up 1-0.
Amanda Aguiar, who is a junior, 5'2". She's from Fall River, Massachusetts. She puts the Wildcats in front by a score of 1-0.
Jack, as we're about to look at this replay right here, you'll see that she has a lot of time as the ball gets down to her foot to actually settle it and to pick which way she's going to go. And as I said, went to the right side of Erica Davis and beating her about midway through. She gets it down, has lots of time, about midway high, and puts it in the back of the net just to the side. So Johnson Wales early on takes a 1-0 lead.
Aguiar in the early going, putting Johnson and Wales, the Wildcats, in front 1-0. Caccini Bond is number 4 for Johnson and Wales. Back to grab it, number 25, Marissa Wacholder. For the Spartans, it'll be a Johnson and Wales to throw in here out near the half field. 1-0 Johnson and Wales. 33-25 to go here in the first half. Jack Healey with Mike Coppinger. Our next women's game will be on Wednesday, September 15th at 7 p.m. Mass Liberal Arts College will be here to take on Castleton. Next men's game on the 26th of September. Next women's game on the 15th, which is a week from Wednesday. Substitution number 6, Hillary Cook in for the Spartans. Hillary, a 5'7" junior out of Marlborough, Connecticut, in for Hannah Jocelyn. So the throw in for the Spartans here, looking for the equalizer. Roberge, number 15, on a battle with Brittany Benham. Again, another throw in for the Spartans. It'll be Arnott. Into Hillary Cook, who just checked in. Johnson and Wales aggressive defensively. Morosco is number 6, number 16 for the Spartans, Hannah Corkum. Toward the 18, across the goal line. Wanted to move it through to Megan Blongy, number 24.
I like the composure of Castleton right there, really trying to come up with something, working it, not taking a low percentage shot, really trying to build it up to get a high percentage shot right there. And that was a good opportunity right there towards the top of the arc, and a good shot on. Unfortunately, it just went a little wide of the net. But I like how they were building a play and really trying to come up with a good shot.
And they knocked away Wacholder. Here's his Aguiar. You know, not just because she got that goal, but impressed with her play early in open space here and had speed on the right wing, try to move it through down the middle, but the pass went by everybody as she had it in deep inside the 18. But Johnson and Wales still controlling.
Oh.
At the 6-yard box, headed away by Kelly Tatro. Now Megan Blongy along the near side on the right wing. Blongy getting it back, behind her. Moves it toward the middle. Piccini Bond grabbing it, number 4 for Johnson of Wales. Aguiar is parked inside about 15 yards out. And it'll be a Castleton throw in from the far sideline. Right in front of the stands, you can get a look at the crowd there from our new camera angle this year on NSN and Channel 20. At the end of throw in for the Johnson & Wales Wildcats, it will be Aguiar. Donati is number 3. Have it just outside the 18. Johnson & Wales in blue and gold. Shot right in on Davis, makes the save.
Yeah, Castleton's got to step up in the defensive zone right there. They're giving Johnson & Wales too much time to receive the ball in the defensive zone or in Johnson & Wales' offensive zone, and too much time with the ball at their feet. They need to pressure them, get right in their face, and not give them any opportunity to breathe.
Great move by Blongi before. Number 6 is Cook.
Cook was really persistent right there. She could have lost the ball any moment right there, but was very agile, stayed on the ball, and had held on to it for a few more seconds. Unfortunately, had a turnover there. Again, Castleton not getting a lot of numbers up. They need to get some support up there from the midfielders to help those forwards out, maintain possession.
Randy White throws it in for the Spartans. They'll have another throw-in knocked out by Donati. It'll be Brandy White again, number 21. Reverge is number 15 for the Spartans near the corner. Reverge to Cook. Cook moves it inside the 18, but it's knocked back out toward the half field by Johnson & Wales. Back the other way is Simon for the Spartans. And the throw-in for Brandy White. Brandy White grabbing it and then tripped up.
The call goes against Castleton right there. It must have happened before.
Yeah, exactly. It happened right before that, so restart Johnson & Wales. Johnson & Wales off the goal by Aguiar, Amanda Aguiar, leading at 1-0 with 28:40 to go first half. Along the far sideline, and it'll be a Johnson & Wales throw-in. It'll be Lauren Donati. '21 is Brandy White. Castleton trying to get something going offensively. Morosco lost it, and it was Ethier to Megan Blongi. Nice job on the dribble and tried to move it ahead to Cook, but knocked away back into the Castleton side of the field, and the Spartans control again with Tatro. Now here come the Wildcats. Garish on a feed it ahead. It looked like Piccini Bond, and coming out to make the play, Erica Davis, the goalkeeper for the Spartans.
Yeah, Garish has been right up there. I think she's going to be a force to be reckoned with in today's game. She seems to be in the right spot at the right time all day so far.
On a chase along the near side is Maria Arnott for the Spartans' right wing. Arnott feeds it inside the 18. Blongi throws it back outside the 18. Now with it, Ethier. Ethier on the left wing sends it in to Brandy White. Puts on a nice move, moves it across. It's loose, and Blongi grabs it. No, yep, she has it. Came back out front, knocked back inside the 18, and cleared out by Johnson & Wales. That was Wacholder that had it out beyond the 18, and Johnson & Wales, the Wildcats, knocked it back out to half field. And the Wildcats controlling now back into Castleton territory.
Yeah, Jack, that was a classic situation right there on that offensive burst for Castleton of just being flat. You had the forwards in a flat line with one another, practically shoulder to shoulder, then a big gap, and then all the midfielders that were about 10 yards back from that, and you had that huge gap right in the middle, and that's exactly where the ball ended up. And unfortunately, Castleton just couldn't step up and get a good shot on, and Johnson & Wales was able to clear it out. But it's so important, and as a coach, you try to preach to your players not to be flat, not to be in straight lines, that you have to have some depth to one another.
Johnson & Wales with a 1-0 lead all the way in on Davis. That was dangerous. As you can see the score and the clock on your screen here. A feature that we have for you, 26:20 left here in the first half. Back out to center circle. Looking to play it at the center circle. Ethier for Castleton. But now the Wildcats control. You talked about Garish earlier. She was all over the place. Lost it, though, as the pass is moved ahead to Cook. Cook on the right wing. Cook outside the 18. Cook lost to the corner of the 18. Knocked back out toward the center of the field. The half field is in for Castleton. Lucia Sporsa.
Boy, Jack Cook, who was a sub coming in off the bench, did not start according to what I have. Has done a fantastic.
Nope, she did not. Nope.
Has done a fantastic job of keeping that high pressure right in there, and has caused a couple of turnovers. And even when she's lost the ball, she's been dogged about staying up on the defense to try to get another turnover after she's lost it. So if she keeps this up, she might find a goal at the end of her foot.
Sporsa is in for Castleton, as we mentioned, and Samantha Reynolds is in for Johnson and Wales.
Nice tackle.
Inside, Hillary Cook, just outside the 18. Hillary Cook to the top of the 18. Hillary Cook still dribbling. Fires in and scores! It's 1-1. Oh, my, what a pretty play.
And, Jack, I had just been saying Hillary Cook has just been all over the forwards up front there, and some nifty footwork right there, touching around a few defenders, taking that shot on the very top of the 18, sailing it over on the near side, putting Castleton even with Johnson and Wales right now, 1-1 with 25-6 left to go in the first half. Great move right there.
Just a tremendous move and a pretty goal. Hillary Cook, for the Spartans tying it at one apiece.
So, Jack, we're going to take.
We're just talking about her. She's from Marlborough, Connecticut. Let's take another look at it.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at that right now, and you can see her receive the ball right there, makes a turn, makes a cut. Almost lost the ball right there, but stayed with it. 3 defenders beat, put it on the near side. Great shot. Goalie really didn't have an opportunity right there. Tucked it right in under the crossbar.
Right-hand corner. Oh, my, what a pretty play. Looked even better on the replay than it did in live action, and it was pretty good in live action.
Most definitely. And coming off of the bench, too, Jack, she was one of those early subs that Coach Chappie put in. So, smart play right there by the coach. And we have a tie game. We have another sub coming on for Johnson and Wales.
Yeah, it's going to be Olivia Roma. So it's 1-1. Got a good one going here at Spartan Stadium. I'll update the score for you on our scoreboard. It is 1-1. Johnson and Wales and Castleton. Well, what a pretty goal. You know, it's funny. I mean,
she cooked up a nice goal right there, didn't she, Jack?
Yeah, oh, that's a good one. There's a shot from the inside the 18, hit the side of the net.
And they're saying that that Davis got a piece of that because they're saying it's a corner right now.
And it will be a corner for Caitlin Garish.
So the wind has died down a little bit, Jack. We were talking before on the corners that happened on this side of the field. You wanted to have a low-driven ball.
Moves it through, knocked away, number 11, Tatro for Castleton. It's another corner. Yep, another corner coming up for Garish. You know, we don't want to refer too much to the previous game, Castleton winning over Colby Sawyer 6-1, and every goal in that game was pretty. Just don't want to refer to it in the sense that the goals in this game have been pretty as well. But as you say, no such thing as there have been some ugly goals, but they're all pretty, right? As long as you're scoring, that's all right. Here's Megan Blongi on the left wing, far sideline for the Spartans. Moved it right past Hillary Cook. Just misconnecting on that.
Blongi played a great through ball right there, and Hillary was actually surprised that it made it through.
And they wanted to get it again from Blongi to Cook. I want to check out number 25 is for the Spartans, Marissa Wacholder. How many players on your team have those yellow shoes?
We've actually played against a couple of teams that have
you love those shoes.
like that. Yeah, but you kind of get pegged out there, you know, because you're an easy target. People can spot you from all around. Those shoes almost go with the Ball Boys T-shirt over there.
Blongi parked just inside the 18. It's knocked back out. Sforza. We'll have a restart. And it will be. Wacholder, speaking of the yellow shoes. Floats it on through, and it's loose, and Blongi scores from just about at the 6.
Yeah,
the 6-yard box. Megan Blongi putting Castleton up 2-1.
Jack, so many times you see goals come off of restarts right there, and that's exactly what happened. Ball lofted in, got knocked around a little bit inside the box, and it happened to fall right in front of Megan Belangi, who just tapped it right in. She's going to come off for a break right now after putting Castleton up 2-1. But, it was just that's all you need to do sometimes, just loft it in there. And if there's a defense miscue, hopefully you can take advantage of that.
Courtney Chadburn is checked in, and I got to tell you, Courtney Chadburn, who is the two-time NAC Player of the Year for Castleton, of course, her dad, Randy, is now an assistant coach here at Castleton after several years at Mill River, and I did not see the opening game the other night, and certainly Courtney has had an injury, and there were all kinds of rumors as to whether she was going to be redshirted or not, but she's playing here. Did not start, number 9.
I believe Captain Chadburn as well.
Captain Chadburn. Courtney Chadburn is in, a junior from North Clarendon, Vermont. 2 years in a row, the NAC Player of the Year.
Yeah, and she had some problems early on, Jack. I know she was going to coach with us at a preseason soccer camp, and she did the mature thing, took the time to get healthy, so she'd be ready to go for the season. But not having her on the squad would certainly be a big hole to fill for Castleton. But it looks like she's going to give it a go right now.
And of course she was in uniform, and we was a little bit secretive going into the, not by her, but certainly a little bit secretive as to whether she indeed would be playing this year. But look at
nice
that.
Nice little flick right there.
It is Cook, and Cook fires in over the crossbar.
Nice little flick on right there by Courtney, as we were talking about, over to Hillary with a great shot. We're going to check out that goal, Jack, from just moments ago.
Up 2-1. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And you could see the restart happen right here. Just a nice lofted ball inside the box. You're going to see that it's going to fall down. It kind of ping-pongs around there a little bit, and Belangi's right on it, able to put it in with the left foot.
And coming back in, or actually seeing her first action for Johnson & Wales, number 7, Lauren Kaufman. Kaufman in for the Wildcats, a 5'7" sophomore from Rockport. I believe that to be Rockaport, I guess, Missouri. I believe that is, if I have my abbreviations. I'm pretty good on Jeopardy abbreviation for states. Missouri, M.O.
Don't ask me what the capital is. I was terrible at capital.
Jefferson City.
Jefferson City, okay.
Jefferson City, Missouri. I used to have a game, a long obsolete, because of all the video games now, but it was called Game of the States.
Well, and the other one,
you'd move the products with your little truck.
North Dakota, South Dakota. One's Pierre and one's Bismarck.
Pierre, South Dakota, Bismarck, North Dakota.
That's I always got those mixed up.
But you learned, it was the Game of the States. You certainly learned the capitals by playing that game. Anyway, a throw in for Chadburn to Cook. Along the near sideline, 2-1 Castle, and that was a goal by Megan Belangi to put the Spartans up after Johnson & Wales had taken the 1-0 lead. Hillary Cook and Megan Belangi with the goals for Castle, and the Spartans looking for their first win of the year, leading at 2-1. And just under 19 minutes to go here in the first half at Spartan Stadium. Looking at a head out toward the half field is Reynolds as Johnson & Wales looks to put some pressure on. Looking to go coast to coast. Trying to feed it ahead to Cucini Bond and knock back out, and it'll be a throw-in for Johnson & Wales, Caitlin Garish. Back to Cucini Bond. Cucini Bond for the near sideline, tries to slide it through the middle. Knocked away nicely, number 11, Kelly Tatro for Castleton. And Esforza, number 3 for the Spartans. Back toward the corner, Tatro. And knocked it right off Caitlin Garish.
But you think of all the sports names throughout history. And Cheney Bond, that's a nice sports name to say. It kind of rolls off the tongue there.
Cheney Bond, a junior, 5'1". Casco, Connecticut. I figured when I saw that name of the town in Connecticut, I figured I only had one shot in me to try to pronounce that, and I've done it twice, I think. Aguiar at the center circle to score the Johnson & Wales goal. Knocked down by Ethier. Still in the center circle. Oh, a collision of heads there. Oh, my. It was Brandy White, and I believe that was Aguiar.
And I think she got the brunt of it right there. It might have been off her shoulder, actually. Her head might have bounced off the shoulder, but, yeah, she got jostled.
Courtney Chadburn, as we mentioned, the two-time NAC Player of the Year, as they administer to the injured Johnson & Wales player. Castleton with a 2-1 lead, 17-42. That is Aguiar, who scored the The goal for Johnson & Wales at the time had given Johnson & Wales the lead at 1-0. Castleton 2-1 lead, 17:42 to go in the half. Of course, Courtney Chadburn mentioned her dad, Randy, longtime legendary coach in Mill River, the soccer program there is Aguilar, that hopefully she can come back in for Johnson & Wales as she's holding the side of her head, where she had the collision with Brandy White, I think it was.
I believe you're right. And just final thought about Courtney Chapman. Of course, her sister graduated last year.
That's what actually I was trying to get. It took me a long way. I was trying to get to the point. The point was that Carissa, her sister, played for Castle. Of course, graduated last year. You got to the point a lot quicker than I did.
Well, and another editorial note I'll make is, much like her father, is now coaching in our program at Rutland. She is the 7th grade soccer
I did not know that. I was going to finish it out. Carissa and her mom are Yankee fans, and Courtney and her dad are Red Sox fans.
That's going to make for interesting table conversation.
I found that out at the table at the Vermont Sports Writers and Sportscasters Athlete of the Year banquet a couple of years ago when Courtney was honored as an Athlete of the Month.
But Carissa was an education major here at Castleton, graduated, and I believe she has a teaching job. I'm not exactly sure where, but has been coaching in the rec department program, in the youth program. Yeah, and now is involved in the middle school program with our program, Rutland Girls Soccer. So she's giving back to the sport that gave her so much.
We're not paying you enough, Mike Coppinger, to be on board with us for the color commentary. That's beyond the Call of Duty. That's worth another $2 or $3.
Or another hot dog at least, maybe.
Here come the Spartans. This is Ethier to Courtney Chadburn, right on cue. Courtney went by Ethier. Number 4 is Jeannie Bond along the far side on the right wing. Headed away by Tatro. Here's a restart coming up for Castleton. Marissa Wacholder, 5'6" senior from East Greenbush, New York, and moves it on through. Can Chadburn get to it? No, and a little collision. Chadburn and Jennifer Hurley, the goalkeeper for Johnson & Wales.
Yeah, that's one player, if you're Johnson & Wales, you don't want to see the ball about to fall on the foot of. Courtney Chadburn right there. Many, many goals in the back of the net last year, of course, in her high school career. Almost had one right there. If that ball just fell a little different way rather than in the goalie's hands, could have had another goal.
Carol Frey is out there now for Castle, number 5. She checked in not too long ago. She's a 5'3" freshman. Waterbury Center, Vermont. Probably played where? At Harwood, I would assume, right? Harwood Union High School. She's from Waterbury Center.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Good Division II program up there.
Number 17, Paulina. Number 17, Amanda Paulina for the Johnson & Wales Wildcats. Donati is number 3, up toward the center circle. Almost intercepted there, but she managed to get it up to Benham. But now Sforza on the right wing along the near sidelines. Sforza number 3. 5-foot sophomore from Walcott, Vermont.
Good step right there. Almost won it for White.
Kaufman along the far sideline on the right wing. And out is Davis. Just get out there in front of Cucini Bond. 2-1 Castleton, 14:45 left here in the first half. Punted out toward the center circle. Sarah Galloway is out there, number 5 for Johnson & Wales, 5'5" junior. She's from Bloomington, Illinois. Booted out toward the center circle by Davis. Ethier, center circle. Ethier dribbling at the half field. Sent along the far sideline, Brandy White. Moving it on through. Chadburn gets to it inside the 18. Out to White. Shot bent in just wide, right to left on the near post.
I got to tell you,
It's going to be a corner kick, right?
It will be a corner kick. Came off the goalie, but Courtney Chadburn really salvaged that play right there as that ball was practically going out. Made the save on the goal line, played it back, and a good scoring opportunity. We're going to have a short corner right here.
Here's Chadburn.
Sailed it just wide.
Sports was parked at the other post, the far post. Number 9 is Garish, and it's going to be a throw-in for Johnson and Wales. 2-1 Castleton on goals from Hillary Cook and Megan Blongy. As Aguiar scored the goal for Johnson and Wales, and it's going to be Sarah Ford checking in number 20 for the Wildcats for Samantha Reynolds. The throw-in for the Wildcats. On the near sideline, that is Jeannie Bond. Another throw-in for the Wildcats, Johnson and Wales. It's not going to be a throw-in, it's going to be a restart. Firing it out toward center part of the field, and that's Frey to Chadburn. Cook wanted to send it on through to Chadburn from the right side inside the 18. Frey knocks it out, and it's going to be Garish on the throw-in for Johnson and Wales. Back and forth at the half field. It'll be Castleton now on the throw-in. Castleton with a 2-1 lead, 12-17 to go here in the first half at Spartan Stadium. On the first anniversary of the dedication of Spartan Stadium, it was September the 5th, 2009, a year ago today.
I believe that was a handball, Jack, on the far side.
Okay, I was looking around.
I looked to the near side here to see if the referee had a flag up for a possible offside, but I'm assuming it was a handball.
And the restart, Wacholder. Cook heads it to about the 35, but White bumped there by Galloway. And a restart, Castleton. Wacholder. Chris Chapdelaine is the coach for the Spartans. It's moved on through Ethier. Courtney Chadburn. Ethier scores!
Well, Courtney came out on that ball to challenge it and actually knocked the goalie out of position. She was going after the ball, so no need for a call right there. And Ethier was right on the spot to be able to take the shot and found the back of the net on the side netting of it. But Courtney, as I said, stepped to it right there, and I actually thought she was going to come up with the ball, but she actually overpassed it, and Ethier came up with it.
Sarah Ethier with the goal.
And Jack, and again, coming off of a restart towards the middle of the field right there. Again, it was kind of an awkward ball that just kind of fell in there, and I don't know whether there was a miscommunication in the backfield between the goalie and the defense, but it didn't seem like anyone was going to really step to that ball. And that was a second goal that kind of resulted in an odd play in the backfield.
Take a look at it in a moment as the Spartans have a 3-1 lead. 3 unanswered goals after Johnson and Wales had taken a 1-0 lead.
So here's the restart right at half field. A nice lofted ball gives everybody time to come underneath it. You'll see Courtney step aggressively to it with the headband right there. She actually overruns it, kind of knocks into the goalie, and Ethier right on the doorstep to put it in the back.
Number 8, Kelsey Garceau is checked in for the Spartans, who lead a 3-1, 3 unanswered goals. Hillary Cook, Megan Blongy, and Sarah Ethier. Sarah Ethier is a 5'10" sophomore from Portsmouth, Rhode Island. Back out at the half field as the Spartans looking pretty good after giving up that initial goal to Aguiar, who has been injured since, and she has not been back in. I don't believe Amanda Aguiar. She's certainly not on the field right now. Headed across the center line by Tatro. Now this is Forza with it. Down the middle for the Spartans. Has to move it on through. Kaufman back to play it for Johnson and Wales. Wacholder to the far sideline. Courtney Chadburn chases it down at the sideline. Nice move there. Went right by Albert. Inside the 18. Moves it in front. Knocked across the goal line there by Garceau. And Johnson and Wales will control.
So, Jack, we talked at the very beginning of the game where the goals are going to come from, I had said in the middle part of the field. The other thing I really neglected to mention is those restarts. There are so many, and I can't remember the percentage, and I remember from early on in some coaching clinics that I had taken, the percentage of goals, it's close to 50% of the goals that are scored in soccer come off of restarts, and so far we've seen 2 goals happen in favor of Castleton that come off of the restart.
It's here for the Lions Twin State Soccer Cup games. Vermont and New Hampshire All-Star games played here at Castleton. If I remember correctly, I'm not sure if it was in both games or just the one, but all the goals came off restarts.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a crucial part of the game that you have to have both on the defensive side and the offensive side of the ball. You have to have restarts down, know how to defend against them, what your placement is. What your placement is defensively and offensively, what you need to do to put the ball in the back of the net. It can be a real powerful tool. I know Coach Abrahamson at Rutland High School is a real believer in practicing those.
The corner goes from Chadburn to Cook, back to Chadburn inside the 18. Shoots it in. It's loose for a moment, covered up by the goalkeeper, Hurley. The Lions Twin State Soccer Cup games are all-star games, boys and girls, men and women, if you will, from Vermont and New Hampshire, and they were played here at Spartan Stadium back in July. Just for the benefit, not everybody listening in or watching us is from either Vermont or New Hampshire. That's a Vermont, New Hampshire, one of the several Vermont, New Hampshire senior all-star games played during the summer after the seniors graduate. So, and the 2 games, men and women, were played here at Castleton back in July. Here's Courtney Chadburn, number 9, who, just off the top of my head, what I assume played in that game when she graduated. You think there was
I would think
yeah.
so. They went to the state championship that her senior year there. They unfortunately lost.
Megan Blanche played in the game too, didn't she?
And she did.
Yeah, it's a couple of Vermonters on this Castleton team. 3-1 Castleton coming down at 7 minutes to go first half. Carol Fraze, number 5, threw it across the center line, but Johnson and Wales brings it back into Castleton territory. Garish along the near sideline. Garish, number 9. Played again nicely by Frey. Jack Healey, Mike Coppinger, I was already to say Chris Chapdelaine will be Mike's guest if the Spartans go on to win this in the post-game show. Beecher wanted to make sure we did that for the most part in our fall sports, getting an opportunity, especially after wins, to talk to the Spartan coaches. You had John Werner on earlier. The men defeated Colby Sawyer by a score of 6-1. Trying to get to it. It was Kaufman, number 7. Cucini Bond feeds it to about 35 yards out. Shot went in, deflected right on the goalkeeper, Erica Davis. And she'll punt it out toward the center circle.
Good step right there.
By White.
By White, yeah. She's done a nice job over there. And for her size, she's actually a very small girl, standing only at 5'4", but she plays much bigger than that. She steps up and really plays physical and makes the right plays over there on the fullback side.
White on the throw-in. Threw it into Garceau. Back out now Sforza. The Cook to Sforza. From about 23 yards out.
Beg my pardon, Jack. I had said fullback for White. It's actually midfield, excuse me.
This is number 14, Mackenzie Gage, checking in for Ethier, who scored the 3rd goal of the game for Castleton. Ethier getting a breather. Mackenzie Gage is number 14, and she's a 5'4" junior. She's from Goshen, New York. 4:50 to go in the half. Here at Spartan Stadium, women's soccer. A throw in for Johnson and Wales. And Castleton, after Johnson and Wales had the first goal of the game, Castleton with 3 unanswered goals and leads at 3-1. Back to grab it and bang it the other way, Tatro. Back now, it is Gage. at the center line. Courtney Chadburn, nice pass, and wanted to come back. Cook back to Chadburn. Cook has it now. Hillary Cook. She scored the first goal for Castleton. At the time, it tied it at 1 apiece. Gage for a sideline. Johnson and Wales with a throw-in. Ooh, a little collision there. Sarah Ford, number 20 for Johnson and Wales, and was it Gage that collided with her?
I believe so.
Yeah. There's a restart. It'll be Wacholder. Played by Kaufman. Kaufman plays it again for Johnson and Wales. Now back to Brandy White.
Nice ball movement here by Castleton.
That's Garceau, number 8. Cook is number 6. Number 9 is Courtney Chadburn. And at the top of the 18, but Kaufman plays it. Number 7 for Johnson and Wales. Going to save it there. Was number 5, Galloway. Throw in Castleton. Throw in Johnson and Wales. Donati. Back to play it. Roberge throws it back to Tatro in her own territory. Tatro rolls it in on the goalkeeper, and again, as you had pointed out to us, when you kick it back to your own goalkeeper, they can't. The goalkeepers cannot play it with the hands. Only can do it after heading it back toward the goaltender.
That's right. We'd seen that a couple of times in the game prior. But if a defensive player gets in trouble and has no one to pass it to, if they turn around and try to play it back to the goalie can certainly kick it out, but they can't pick it up with their hands. However, if they head it back, if a ball is sent in and a defensive player heads it back to their goalie, he can, or she can in this case, pick it up with their hands.
Yep.
So there's a handball, Jack. There was a handball that happened in the middle part of the field right there. The referee was waiting to see whether Colby Sawyer, that Johnson and Wales would have an advantage from that. And since it didn't, it fell to a Castleton player. He blew the whistle. Again, that's why there was a slight delay on that call. So we're going to have a restart free kick from just about 30 yards out. You can see Castleton's got a 3-man wall, and the referee's pushing it back. You're supposed to be 10 yards away.
Garish is going to take the kick. All right. Well, she is. Fake me out there.
And that's the exact point why they sent so many people there is to kind of have some trickery, as they say. So that shot sails over safely, and we'll have a goal kick now for Castleton coming out by Erica Davis.
3-1 Castleton leading it with 1:25 to go in the half. We'll be taking a little break at halftime after we run by the statistics for you here in women's soccer on nsnsports.net and also Channel 20 PEGTV in Rutland, Vermont. Donati, the throw in for Johnson and Wales. Galloway, number 5, and looking to play it, Sarah Ford. Davis out to play it for the Spartans. Just under a minute to go in the first half. Castleton with a 3-1 lead. Kelly Tatro doing the honors. Galloway back the other way. Galloway is out of Bloomington, Illinois, number 5. Out to Donati. Davis there in time to get it away from Cucini Bond. 30 seconds to go in the half. Here's your score. Castleton 3, Johnson and Wales 1. Out toward the center circle. Courtney Chadburn. Nope, it's a call behind the play. It's a quick restart for Johnson and Wales. 10 seconds to go in the half. Good first half. Coach Chapdelaine has to be pleased here as Castle will go in with a 3-1 lead at halftime. That's the end of the first half here at Spartan Stadium. At halftime, our score, Castleton 3, Johnson and Wales 1. We'll take a quick look at the statistics. Actually, we'll do that when we're about ready to go with the beginning of the second half. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back shortly before the start of the second half. And we'll have this timeout with the score, Castleton 3, Johnson and Wales 1. And we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Now a word from Castleton State College.
Why did I choose Castleton?
Castleton is big enough so there's a lot to do. It's small enough so I can really get involved.
Sports.
Theater and music.
Radio and TV.
Internships and community service. There's a real sense of community.
And lots of opportunity.
And Castleton is in Vermont.
That means hiking, biking, skiing, and riding.
Visit castleton.edu to learn more about Castleton.
We're back at Spartan Stadium at halftime. Women's soccer, Castleton leading Johnson & Wales by a score of 3-1. Johnson & Wales got on the board first at the 10:36 mark. An unassisted goal by Amanda Aguiar, her second of the year. The Spartans came right back at 19:54. Hillary Cook, her first of the year, to tie it at one apiece unassisted. Then at 23:11, Megan Blongy, her first of the year unassisted, to put Castleton up 2-1. Then Sarah Ethier scoring at 33:53 unassisted to put Castleton up by a score of 3-1, and that's where we stand right now. Corner kicks, Johnson & Wales has 3, Castleton 2, and in the game to this point, Erica Davis, Castleton goalkeeper, has 2 saves. Jennifer Hurley, the Johnson & Wales goalkeeper, has 3 saves. Castleton looking for its first win of the year, 0-1. Johnson & Wales 0-2 on the year. Johnson & Wales, the Wildcats, and I did confirm it, indeed located in Providence, Rhode Island. And the Wildcats, again, looking for their first win of the year. Fouls, Johnson & Wales had 6 in the first half. Castleton with 8 in the first half. The referees, by the way, and we mentioned John Sivert, but also Craig Henson and also Bruce Schmidt. So Bruce Schmidt, Craig Henson, and John Sivert are the referees in this one. I'm Jack Healey on board with Mike Coppinger. Our producer is Weston Wheeler. Our Channel 20 producer, Mike Valentine, Chris McCormick, the PEGTV in Rutland. Our camera people are Tom McGee and Brian Fasikis. If you missed it earlier, the men's game, Castleton defeated Colby Sawyer 6-1. And again, Johnson & Wales and Castleton here in the women's game, as Johnson & Wales will be going toward, as you look out from your camera, Johnson & Wales will be, from your view at home, Johnson & Wales will be going to your right. Castleton will be going toward your left. As we have the new camera location, there's the shot. The press box facilities here, the beautiful architecture, and it was, of course, dedicated Spartan Stadium a year ago today, September 5th, 2009. This is Spartan Stadium's first anniversary, if you will, and the look at the bleachers across the way. Just a beautiful sight here at Spartan Stadium, and Castleton looking for a sweep. Castleton leading 3-1 in the women's game as we get set for second half action.
So keys right now, Jack, going into the second half as Castleton's going to take this 3-1 lead into the second half. Johnson & Wales has got to cut down on the fouls that are around the penalty box. So far, Castleton has been successful on 2 restart goals. So if that's going to prove to be fatal for Johnson & Wales, they got to cut down on those fouls that are in and around the box. That's on the defensive side for Johnson & Wales. On the offensive side, they just simply have to get some shots on net right now because they haven't had Erica Davis handle the ball too much in a save capacity. So they just need to get some shots on to see if they can get any rebounds or possibly put one in the back of the net.
As you look on from home again, Johnson & Wales going left to right and Castleton right to left. The goalkeeper, the same goalkeepers that started the game, Jennifer Hurley for Johnson & Wales, Erica Davis for Castleton. 3-1 Castleton. We're underway in the second half, and had an opportunity to talk to a few people at halftime here. Megan Blongy's family here. Talked to her dad. Megan Blongy has it, number 24, along the far side, out to Ethier. Throw in for Castleton. Our next women's video cast and possibly telecast will be September 15th, the Mass Liberal Arts College. Along the right wing, number 22, Arnott, who's back in, trying to shovel it toward the goalkeeper's box. Out near the center line, Roberge. The first goal of the game scored by Aguilar for Johnson of Wales, Amanda Aguilar, and she got injured after that. I was trying to see if she's back in, Mike, number 18. I don't see her out there. Sean Medeiros, who was a graduate SID assistant here at Castleton, went to the same high school, the Fall River High School, Fall River, Mass. Same hometown.
Jack, I don't see her in on the field of play right now. And actually, I see her on the bench right now. She's about to put on her sweatshirt.
Yeah, she is on the bench.
It doesn't look like she's going to be returning anytime soon.
From the side, tough angle, Samantha Reynolds, number 2 for Johnson and Wales, and Erica Davis will have the goal kick. 42-52 left in regulation in women's soccer here at Spartan Stadium, and the Spartans have a 3-1 lead over the Wildcats. Out toward the center circle, knocked down there by Hannah Jocelyn. Jocelyn in, number 22, Maria Arnott. Sarah Ethier back in. Also, Carol Frey is in. Here comes Yellow Shoes, Wacholder. She's in. Kelly Tatro, we mentioned. It'll be a throw-in.
No, it's going to be a
restart.
It's going to be a restart free kick right here on the side.
Caitlin Garish. Restart free kick on the far side, near side to us. That's what you got to get with the new camera angles from across the way from where we're sitting. So everything is opposite. It's like doing a game in a mirror, sort of.
Nice job, Erica, coming out off her line right there to smother that one.
And she'll punt it out of there.
Yeah, Reynolds was right on the doorstep trying to chase that one down.
Polina is number 17. Number 19 for Johnson and Wales is Brittany Benham. We talk about it is Donati's number 3. We'll talk about it before the next goal. And when you have a 2-goal lead, the next goal is so important. You have the 2-goal lead. You get the next goal. It's a 3-goal lead. I know it's simple mathematics, but the other team gets it. It's down to 1. It's anybody's game. So it's that.
It's more of a psychology.
It's between really blowing a game wide open or having it close. You have that 3-goal lead, and you're in pretty good shape in soccer.
Exactly.
In any sport that has goals, actually. Hockey could be the case, field hockey, ice hockey as well. But probably more so in soccer. Banged out by Haley Roberge. And this is the throw-in for Johnson and Wales. Comes into Morosco. Morosco sent it back toward the near sideline. And here's Davis. Erica Davis, the goalkeeper for Castleton, 5'10" sophomore from Cambridge, Vermont. Up toward the half field, here's Megan Blongy. Slides it right down the middle, number 17, Jocelyn. And the shot from the far side and the save made.
Jack, what I like about that play is Jocelyn got the ball at her foot, and it was kind of awkward the way it was. And instead of trying to push a bad shot on net, dished it off to the side, out to the wing for a better opportunity out there. So I really like the unselfish play right there by Jocelyn doing a nice job.
And that was Garceau on the wing,
okay.
number 8. I was trying to tell if that was a 6 or an 8. Hillary Cook's number 6, Garceau's number 8, and Garceau's in there right now, Kelsey Garceau. Number 15 is Roberge. Long shot from about 30 yards out, goes in wide. Looked like maybe the wind got that one a little bit.
And again, with Jack, we have to remember that Castleton is going with the wind right now.
Yeah, that's right. Castleton, with the 3-1 lead, has the wind here in the second half.
So those shots, from 30 yards out really aren't that far with the wind helping push it along.
That boot against the wind out toward the center circle. Knocked back the other way. Wacholder on the left wing now. Running it down, Brandy White. Brandy White along the near sideline. Shovels it toward Hannah Jocelyn. Played her high school soccer at Black River Union High School in Ludlow, Vermont. Long pass, Guccini Bond. Castleton territory. Getting it along, tried to go through into Garish, and out near the center line, it'll be the throw-in for Johnson and Wales. Garish. Looking to chase it down. Garish! And it's just wide.
Jack, going back to what we talked about, getting those balls towards the net, on net, and good things can happen from it right there. And I tell you, if that ball just went, I think, about 6 inches to the left, that would have ended up in the back of the net. That was a very close opportunity right there.
And it would have cut the Castle lead to 1. Here's the goal kick for Erica Davis. Garish put that one in just wide at the near post. Corso feeds it to Jocelyn. Jocelyn trying to move it through to Megan Blongy. Knocked back out to Ethier. About 40 yards out. Backtracking Benham. Center circle. Wacholder bangs it back into the Johnson and Wales side of the field. Back to the Castleton side. Try to come up for Garish and back Arnott for Castleton. Jocelyn toward the corner on a chase, Caitlin Albert. Will be the Castleton throw in. Arnott. Ethier knocked down. Lost her footing. Ethier on a battle there with Brittany Benham. Ethier back to grab it. Far side will be a throw in for Johnson and Wales. Nice job there by Hannah Jocelyn. Pair of 17s, Jocelyn and Polina. Polina number 17 for Johnson and Wales. Jocelyn 17 for Castleton. And it will be Arnott on the throw-in for Castleton. Jocelyn lost to Polina, number 17. Polina bangs it out toward the half field. Now it is at the half field, knocked back the other way by Castleton's Haley Roberge. Megan Blongy, who's got a goal. Nice job. Fires in all the way in on Hurley. Knocked down at the half field, Haley Roberge. Ethier center circle. Trying to float it ahead. Intercepted, but back to Hannah Jocelyn. Then she lost it, and Johnson Wales controls with Guccini Bond. Now back to grab it for Castleton is Arnott. On the far sideline, Arnott on Garish. Center line. Now Megan Blongy, number 24. Changes direction again. And Johnson and Wales controlling Brittany Benham. 35-22 to go in regulation. Castleton has a 3-1 lead. It'll be Garish coming over, number 9. Caitlin Garish for Johnson and Wales. The Wildcats out of Providence, Rhode Island. On the throw-in. Samantha Reynolds is number 2. Samantha Reynolds tries to lay it across. Kicked out of the 18 there by Tatro for Castleton.
Ooh.
Here's an opportunity for Johnson and Wales, and the save made. That was Donati, who was robbed by Erica Davis.
Donati did a great job on the near side, Jack, stepping up to that ball, as that was a weak ball that was played out by Castleton. Donati stepped to it and blazed the trail down the line right there and getting a shot off. Erica Davis was up for the challenge, though, making the save, smothering it right down to the ground. So, great chance right there. I think the best chance that Colby Sawyer's had this second half.
Donati, of course, Garish sent one in wide earlier, did she not? But Donati had an opportunity there, too. But the save by Davis. Donati out of Saugus, Massachusetts, a freshman. We're down at 34 minutes to go in regulation. Castleton with a 3-1 lead. Castleton getting goals from Ethier and Blongy and Cook. Aguiar getting the Johnson and Wales goal. Samantha Reynolds. Samantha Reynolds inside the 18. Samantha Reynolds still looking to control along the far side. Trying to send it across. Garish, the shot, and the save made by Davis.
Boy, Garish had a great opportunity right there. Put it in the exact spot that you want. The ball's coming from the far side. You want to, if you can, get that shot to the near side because the goalie, all the goalie's momentum is on the other side post. So Garish put that shot exactly where you wanted to. And I got to tell you, real impressed with Erica Davis's movement right there all the way across the net to make that save. That's 2 big saves right in a row for her.
It certainly is. They're putting pressure. Here's Hillary Cook in for the Spartans for Hannah Jocelyn. So Cook is in number 6. We're down at 33 minutes to go in regulation. Castleton has a 3-1 lead. The next goal is so very important in this one. And most of the scoring threats really here in the second half. 2 saves there by Davis, but we mentioned another shot that went wide, and Johnson and Wales taking play here in the second half. Carol Frey is number 5. And to float it on through. Spartans played about 40 yards out. Back Garish toward the corner. Cook is there for the Spartans. Cook with it, number 6. Arnott, top of the 18. Wacholder out about 40. Wacholder bangs it through, and it's saved by Hurley. That might have just knuckleballed a little bit on her.
I'm assuming it did, Jack, because she didn't catch it. To me, it looked like a pretty catchable ball. I'm not going to say an easy save.
It looked like it took it kind of changed direction in midair or something.
Exactly.
Kind of got fooled on it. And I would say if it were not for the fact that the sun is not in her eyes, it looked like the sun got in her eyes. And when I say not in her eyes, because she's really looking toward, we're looking toward the west. She'd be looking toward north or south.
Your directions are off.
I'm not sure which way that is, but it's not into the sun.
But I think you're exactly right, Jack. I think that ball danced a little bit because we teach goalies, if you're unsure whether you're able to make the catch, whether to hold on to it, to knock it away, knock it into safety, and that's exactly what she did. So I'm assuming that ball was playing some tricks on her.
We know the field goes north-south. But we're heading, we can look right into the sun, the setting sun in the west here from our vantage point. Number 10, Megan Ferguson. He is checking in for Johnson and Wales. It's going to be a Castleton possession here on the throw-in as Frey throws it in. It's going to be Arnott, Maria Arnott, number 22 on the throw-in for Castleton, leading at 3-1 with 30-37 to go here in regulation at Spartan Stadium. Second game of our doubleheader here on NSN and also Channel 20 on PEGTV in Rutland. Arnott. Garish, number 9 for Johnson and Wales the other way. Back on the Castleton side of the center line, played by Tatro. Throwing again, Arnott for Castleton. Cook, who's got a goal. Played back by Benham. We're going to chase it down. Number 21 is Brandy White. Brandy White getting it back. Brandy White again. 25 yards out. And here come the Wildcats. Garish trying to move it on through Caccini, Bond, and way out is Hurley, or Davis rather, to knock it out along the near side.
Smart choice by Davis to come off the line, actually outside of her box to play that one out. Just kicking it out of bounds right there gives your defense time to come back, regroup, and get situated.
So it'll be the Spartans' possession here with the throw-in along the near sideline. Headed the back the other way by Donati. Still in play. Now out of play. It'll be the throw-in for Johnson and Wales. Spartan Stadium here at Castleton. 3-1 Castleton with 28:37 to go in regulation. Back to play it, Burge toward the middle of the field, still on the Castleton side of the center line. Ball moves through the center circle. Now here comes Johnson to wield again. Garish with it, number 9 on the left wing.
Oh, that's a nice ball.
Floats it down the middle,
Offside.
and it's going to be offside. Certainly Samantha Reynolds.
She was quite. She had a heck of a head start right there.
Yeah.
The only way to answer that was that she was offside.
Erica Davis for Castleton, the goalkeeper. A couple of nice saves here to keep Castleton with that 2-goal lead here in the second half. Out toward the center circle, Johnson and Wales looking to control, but it's Ethier with it. Floats it down, intended for Blongi, knocked back out to about the 40. Ethier back to grab it. Floats it down, Blongi in, looking, shoots, scores. Megan Blongi, her second goal of the game, second of the year. And Castleton goes up by a score of 4-1.
And Ethier, again, doing a great job of making some things happen right there. Winning that ball down, playing it up to Belangi, and Belangi had a nice half turn to spin around and penetrate the defensive zone just across the 18-yard box, putting that shot on. Second goal of the game for Belangi, second goal of the year for Belangi. 4-2 Castleton. Great job.
4-1 Castleton has
4-1,
the three-goal lead now, and we talk about how important that next goal would be, and Castleton gets it, the 3-goal lead. 27-20 to go in the game.
So, Jack, again, you'll see this replay coming up right here, and you're going to see Ethier win the ball, playing it up through Belangi, receiving a great half turn there, one touch by, and plays it out in front. Keeper tried to come off the line right there, but honestly, no chance right there as Belangi pounds in the back of the net. That was a great play right there. Great team effort.
Belangi again. Is Lucia Sporza, number 3, checking in for Castleton. And she will check in. That looks like number 8 checking out, Kelsey Garceau. Castleton looking to increase that 3-goal lead. Ethier again back out toward the center part of the field. Be Johnson and Wales with a throw in. Far side, Garish pops it up into the air. Headed at the center line by Carol Frey. Arnott, 22, lost it. Samantha Reynolds going to shoot it ahead of Cucini Bond and backtracking to grab it. Tatro for Castleton. Samantha Reynolds comes over 4-1 Castleton with 25:40 left here in regulation. That's 4 unanswered goals for the Spartans after Amanda Aguiar had scored the first goal at the 10:36 mark to put the Wildcats ahead. Didn't get Cucini Bond an opportunity to get a shot off. Well within the 18 and just outside the 6-yard box, but it will be a corner kick for Caitlin Garish. Slides it right through, and
should be another corner right there.
Yep.
As White was coming off. Excuse me. I think that's number 5. It's hard to see. This glare is pretty tough.
Frey is number 5.
Frey came off the post right there and tried to clear it out. So we'll have
Have Reynolds park right inside there, trying to get it to Reynolds, but knocked away. Back out toward Garish, though, along the far sideline. Garish wheels it in, but it's going to be played and booted out of there by Erica Davis, Castleton goalkeeper.
So, Jack, you had made mention of the first goal for Johnson and Wales very early on in the first half, and boy, you tend to think that whichever team gets that first goal can kind of sit back and cruise, and it certainly hasn't been the case, as Castleton has put a bunch up on the board right now, unanswered right now by Johnson and Wales.
Castleton with a pair of goals for Megan Blongy, Hillary Cook with a goal, and also Sarah Ethier, and as we mentioned, Amanda Aguiar, who scored that first goal, and then got shaken up, and no doubt, at least, well, I say no doubt, it looks to me to be Johnson and Wales' best player, and they've missed her. I don't want to say no doubt her best player. They certainly have more than one good player, but she did get that first goal. Here's Courtney Chadburn, reigning two-time NAC Player of the Year, in for Ethier. Not bad when you can have a player like Chadburn coming off the bench.
Well, you know, and I had an opportunity when we had our break in between halves to talk with Coach Warner a little bit, and even though he is the men's coach here at Castleton, I'm sure coaches talk amongst one another, and that was a real question mark whether Courtney would be able to play because she was having some nagging injuries, but apparently she was healing much better than anybody had predicted.
Here's Reynolds trying to move it in front. Just a host of Spartans around defensively. Try to get into Kuchina Bond. Now Reynolds back just outside the 18. Garish couldn't reach it, and it's banged out by Castleton, so will be controlled here by Johnson and Wales.
Again, you know, nice choice of just kicking it out right there. If things are a little confusing in the back, it's better to just kick it out, get everybody organized again, and let's see how the attack transforms after that.
Along the far side, back to player number 14, Nicole Ogan, who's in for Johnson and Wales. Nicole Ogan. Courtney Chadburn, center line. Knocked back to Courtney Chadburn from Kelly Tatro. Center circle, move by Courtney Chadburn. We're going to chase it down, Brandy White. Brandy White does get it. Brandy White. Now here's Cook inside the 18, and it's kicked back out. Walkholder. Chadburn. On the right wing, Blongy looks to chase it down. Blongy does save it along the far sideline. Blongy, what a move. Blongy inside the 18, blocked. Back out Arnott. I think back the other way by Johnson and Wales. Garish, or I beg your pardon, check it. That's Kuchini Bond. Garish is number 9. Kuchini Bond is 4. This is Garish over. Can't quite get to it. As knocking it ahead was Walkholder. Back to grab it, number 11, Albert. Galen Albert, number 11 for Johnson and Wales. 21 minutes to go in the game, and Castleton has a 4-1 lead. Reynolds. Now this is Garish. About 40 yards out. Out to grab it, Davis. Out toward the half field. Megan Blongy heads it too far for Cook. Garish puts on a move, getting it right by Arnott. Garish. Number 5 is Carol Frey for the Spartans. Walkholder. Spartans. It'll be Carol Frey On the throw in, number 5, Carol Frey is a 5'3" freshman from Waterbury Center, Vermont. Out toward the half field. Cook threw it behind Megan Blongy, and it'll be a throw in for Johnson and Wales. Is in for Johnson and Wales. Brooke Addis is in for Garish, who gets a breather.
Yeah, with just under 20 minutes to go, Jack, I think you're going to see a lot of substitutes on both sides right now for Johnson and Wales and for Castleton, getting some fresh legs out there, number one, but number two, to get some people some exposure. 4-1 lead right now for Castleton. It's a great opportunity to get some girls that might not see some playing time in other closer games getting some playing time in this one.
Carol Frey on the throw in. Off Sforza. But it's going to be off Johnson and Wales, so it'll be the restart here for Wacholder. Bends it inside the 18, bang back out. Looking to control was Benham. Spartans looking to put on some more pressure here. Back out toward the middle of the field. Sforza. And some substitutions. Number 18, Ethier, back in for Castleton. Number 7 is in, Lauren Kaufman. Number 16 is in, Jacqueline Hamill for Johnson and Wales. Two of the substitutions. I believe they made another substitution there.
Yeah, it looks like Belangi came out after putting 2 into the back of net. Not sure whether we see her later on this game with, 17:45 left to go here. It's probably unlikely to see her coming back after scoring 2 great goals.
Looking for its first win of the year at 0-1 coming in. The Johnson and Wales Wildcats at 0-2 coming in. Ethier on the right wing to Sforza. Moves it back toward the middle. Hannah Corkum was the other player. Hannah Corkum is checked in for Castleton. I'm not sure if she checked in at that time, but Sforza. It'll be a restart. Wacholder coming down. 17 minutes to go in the game, and Castleton has a 4-1 lead over Johnson and Wales.
Castleton with already 2 goals off of restarts in the same area. Let's see what happened here.
Off a restart, and Hurley comes out to play it. Middle of the field, Castleton can be content right there. Number 10 for Johnson and Wales is Megan Ferguson. You can see the shadows there, even on your screen of that's the side where our camera is opposite from the press box, and that's because the sun is over there and setting.
So I'm assuming that that's the west. If it's coming that way, we're trying to figure out north and south before.
Yeah. I would say that the way Castleton is shooting is the north, and Johnson Wales is shooting toward the south. I have a 50-50 chance of getting that correctly. If you look at it as a map and you look at it so the sun setting in the west is to your left as you're looking.
I think you're right.
What we need is a compass.
Or somebody who majors in, what was it, orienteering? Is that
Number 12 checking in, Stephanie Meason for the Wildcats of Johnson and Wales. See number 21, Michelle Granuso. Checking in shortly here. Lauren Donati checks out. And there'll be another Johnson and Wales, a couple of substitutes. Can't quite catch their numbers here at Castleton Substitute coming up during the next horn. Samantha Reynolds. Back out to Ogan. Or I check it, that's Jacqueline Hamill. Reynolds lost it there to Carol Frey along the far sideline. Here's the horn. Here's the next substitution. Mentioned number 21, Michelle Granuso coming in. Also number 20, Sarah Ford. Number 14, that's for Johnson and Wales. Mackenzie Gage, number 14, coming in for Castleton. Checking in for Haley Roberge. Johnson and Wales on the throw-in. It was number 14, Nicole Ogan. Granuso had checked in just a moment ago. Out near the half field. Sporsa throws it ahead and will roll all the way in on Hurley. Hurley will punt it out. A lot of Castleton goals we've seen today. The men put 6 on the board. The women have put 4 on the board. And the two Castleton teams to this point, Mike, have outscored opponents coming in here to Castleton 10-2.
It's good to be home. You know, the friendly confines here of Spartan Stadium seem to be treating both the men's and women's team right.
Wacholder about 50 yards out. Picked up there by Jennifer Hurley. Score and time on your screen. Castleton has a 4-1 lead over Johnson and Wales. Just under 13 minutes to go in the game. Here in women's soccer at Spartan Stadium, the women taking on Mass Liberal Arts College coming up on the 15th. That'll be a week from Wednesday. We'll have field hockey action coming up on Wednesday the 8th. That's Cook, number 6. Slides it down the middle. Courtney Chadburn inside the 18 toward the corner. Chadburn tried to force it back through the middle to Sporsa. And it'll be a Castleton possession here on the throw-in. Sporsa. Wacholder just outside the 18. And Castleton had it just outside the 18, knocked back out about 35 yards. Back the other way, Carol Frey. Sporsa sandwiched there. Knocked back into the Castleton side of the field by Johnson and Wales. And Granuso, though, didn't have the numbers 1-on-3. Coming over is Carol Frey for the throw-in for Castleton. To Sporsa. We're going to chase it down. Corkum. Now here's Chadburn. Inside the 18 on the right wing. Now to Sporsa. Sporsa floats it through, and it's loose, and Kaufman knocks it out.
Boy, a couple of different options right there as Courtney Chadburn got the ball in the middle. Almost, I thought she was going to do a heel pass to Cook. Elected not to, played it back, and then another opportunity on the near side right there as the ball was floated in just a little bit high for a header. But a couple of good chances right there for Castleton as they continue to keep that ball right in front of the Johnson and Wales net.
10:46 to go in the game, and Castleton has a 4-1 lead. That was probably Castleton's best bid since the goal by Blongi to put the Spartans up 4-1. Castleton with it. Cook inside the 18, right to left along the 18, and tries to go in with a left foot and deflected out by Lauren Kaufman.
So we're going to see a corner here for Castleton. I believe it's their only second corner play in this half. Of course, they had quite a few in that first half. They're going to do a short play again.
Here's Cook. Again with the left foot and deflected out beyond the 18, about the 25, and Frey trying to control it, but it's played by Jennifer Hurley. And she'll punt it out toward the half field, center circle. Castleton in white, Johnson and Wales in blue. Castleton dominating and leading it 4-1 with 9:30 to go in the game. Johnson and Wales restart. And out Davis finally does smother it with, right there was Stephanie Meason.
It looked like Erica Davis got a late start on that one. She wasn't quite sure. Again, I think because that ball was hanging up in the wind, she got a late start out there going out on the ball. When she got out there, realized that she couldn't quite catch it, knocked it away slightly, and then was able to smother it up again as she continued on with her save. We do have a player shaken up after the fact.
Yeah, that was Granuso, number 21, Michelle Granuso, but she's still in there. She was limping around.
Yeah, I think she got clipped with the cleat of Erica Davis as she was coming out.
Poetry in motion, Courtney Chadburn. Look at this. Cook. Back out now, it is Forza. And the Spartans will control with 8:14 to go in the game, leading at 4-1. Throw in for Castleton. It's Ethier who's in the game. Sarah Ethier's number 18. Checking in is Galloway. Galloway back in. Played quite a bit in toward the latter part of the first half for Johnson & Wales. Checking in for Morosco. Ethier trying to grab it away from Jacqueline Hamill. Number 20 is Ford. The Spartans bring it back the other way, though, as the ball is played to Courtney Chadburn from Corkum. Ethier looking for it. Center line. Corkum comes back, taps it back for Mackenzie Gage, knocks it into the Johnson & Wales territory, but back into Castleton territory. Forza in. Corkum is in for Castleton. Number 11's in there. Kelly Tatro, and Chadburn is in. Wacholder. Kenzie Gage, Ethier. Hillary Cook. I believe we got to all of them. Ray knocks it out. Or it's actually a restart for Castleton. Kelly Tatro. 6:15 to go in the game. 4-1 Castleton. Sporza and Cook. Now it's Johnson & Wales. Going down below on our post game, Chris Chapdelaine, the coach for Castleton, will be talking to Mike Coppinger. Chris doesn't know that yet, but Mike will tell him soon enough after the game is over. In about 5 minutes and 42 seconds is Castleton in pretty good shape here.
Well,
Galloway.
As we had said, Jack, it's so much easier approaching the coach after a nice win, which
so
we obviously
that's why we're going to set it up after wins only for the most part. We
obviously are pretty assured that Castleton's going to win this one.
We did talk to football coach Rich Alercio yesterday after a loss, but I actually set that one up before the game. I said win or lose, right, Coach? Johnson & Wales in blue and gold. Could be heading back to Providence, Rhode Island tonight at a record of 0-3. As we mentioned, our next women's soccer coverage will be September the 15th, Mass Liberal Arts College. Sports on the right wing to Cook, just inside the 18. Shovels it toward the middle to Chadburn, trying to go back to Cook on the give and go. Comes back outside the 18. Nice move there by Ethier. And her boot with the left foot goes in wide. .4:18 to go in the game, 4-1 Castleton. Castleton looking to get things even on the year at 1-1. Out at about the 40. Spartans control. They wanted to feed it to Sporsa. Cook spun around. Nice job there by Ogan. Now Corkum. Now Johnson and Wales. Number 7 is Lauren Kaufman on the restart. On the chase is Granuso. Backtracking Carol Frey. Granuso inside the 18, tough angle, shovels it in front. It's loose, still loose, and unable to get a shot off there was Ford. Ford was right at the 6-yard mark, just outside the goalkeeper's box, and Ford couldn't get a foot on it.
Just out of the fingertips of Erica Davis, had a hard time pulling that one in, but fortunately her defense was there. As she came out, her defense kind of came in behind her and helped her clear that one practically off the goal line, Jack, and took it out, and was no goal in result of that, but a close one there. Johnson and Wales could have tried to get a little bit closer towards evening things up. Again, with about 3 minutes left in the game, it's going to be a tall task.